mine?
Yes. Town is under attack.
No! 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 You idiot! Rally, no! We're okay here.
Of course.
Wait. No, I lost to rallying again? Oh my god, guys, what the hell?
Having broken the momentum of the Horde offensive at Nethergard, the time is ripe for a decisive counterattack. The High Command agrees that a strong assault upon the fortress that the Orcs have raised near the Dark Portal may well end the conflict before it has rightly begun. The Archwizard Khadgar, however, believes that the Orcish hordes may not be here for the sake of mere conquest. He believes that if the portal can be captured and not destroyed, he can uncover the purpose for the Horde's present invasion into Azeroth.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Warcraft 2 Beyond the Dark Portal campaign. Now, before I tell you a little bit about what you saw in the beginning, first let me tell you what our strategy is going into this level. So this map is divided up into three main sections. The top half of the map has two large islands, one with purple, one with red, and in between those two islands is a small island that has the Circle of Power. Then the bottom half of the map here is an island that we share with orange. So to the east of us is where the orange main base is. To the northwest of us is where a gold mine is that orange is currently occupying. So we're going to focus on the orange main base in the east. We want to hit them hard and hit them early to make sure that we can claim all of this island's resources and ensure that we have enough to finish the level. There are a lot of resources on the southern part of this map, but if you don't get them all early, you actually may not have enough to beat the level. So we're going to use ballistas to take out the towers, and then use our starting army to slay the troops within the base, and then help out with buildings after the fact. We'll also be developing our base to get knights as fast as possible so that we have some reinforcements coming in. The little orange outpost in the northwest isn't much of a threat. There's just some guard towers there we'll have to take out to claim that gold mine as well. So now that our strategy is laid out, let's just explain what that first failed attempt was that you saw in the opening. So the first attempt I had at this level going in blind, I had pushed orange to the northwest to start and secured that second gold mine pretty early. I thought I was doing all right, had a lot of gold, had plenty of resources to build up an army before attacking orange to the east, or so I thought. While building up our base and army, we continuously were getting heckled by dragons, which was very frustrating. And then that entire time, orange is just continuing to put on the pressure, just making us deplete little resources here and there. I was still doing good building up our army, and right before I felt I was ready to push the orange main base, I made a fatal mistake. I built a shipyard. So here's why that's bad. So I believe the AI in this level, or maybe just in all of Warcraft, has some sort of trigger that if you build any marine buildings, they will start to invade you pretty much relentlessly. So I was able to defeat orange, but by the time I did, their gold mine was low, and I had already depleted a lot of resources attempting to do so. So the clip we saw in the beginning were the last few troops that I had and the beautiful AI pathing that Warcraft 2 has for troops. I was hoping that I would be able to claim that red island and maybe they had a gold mine, but to be honest, looking back, I probably would have lost anyway at that point. Based on when I claimed orange had less than 10,000 gold in its mine, red was probably very similar if the mine existed at all. Anyway, after that attempt and a few others, I started my research to figure out how I can conquer this level, ultimately settling on pushing the main orange base early. After letting poor Terralion die a couple times, we stumbled onto this attempt where I was able to secure all the resources on this base, or on this island for myself. At this point, we only had to build our army and fend off some dragons here and there. We didn't have to worry about red invasion because I did not build the shipyard in this attempt until much, much later. So for most of my Warcraft 2 playthrough, I've been pretty fixated on wanting to take out the entirety of a map. But that's just not how I'm going to be able to beat this game. So I really need to remind myself to focus solely on the objectives of each level. Our objectives for this level are solely to get Terralion to the Circle of Power and take out any fortresses, strongholds, or great halls. So our castle finishes up building here, so we're able to start building up these griffin hatcheries. We get one going there, and then we send our troops off to the northwest, well, at least to center up, and then we're going to send them up to the northwest. While we're doing that, we get heckled by another dragon, and so we have to lure our troops back down into this main base here. And guess what? Dragon doesn't get close enough, so now I have to be a little bit creative. I have 2 archers. I send them to attack the dragon. One dies immediately, so I use the other one to lure it back closer to our base so that our archer towers can easily pick it off. But not before it kills another one of our troops, or 2, who knows. Finally, I can send our troops up to the northwest, easily start taking out these guard towers. I think they have 1 cannon tower as well. That's pretty much all that's up here. There's a lumber mill, and then I think it's called like an altar maybe? I don't know exactly what it's called, but it's just kind of chilling in the corner. At this point, we are able to send up a bunch of our peons. Our goal is to just make a bunch of guard towers to protect us from the dragon so they can mine all that gold. We need to make sure we build them just far enough away from the water so that they don't get picked off by juggernauts or battleships. I did start building that 1 guard tower in the corner there, and my peon gets stuck. And honestly, I just left him there until he passed away. Poor lad. Having all of the gold mines secured on this map and plenty of lumber, we were feeling pretty comfortable for a while, and we may have spent a little carelessly. This crept up on me later on when I started to feel a little nervous and wasn't sure if I was going to have enough resources to even build shipyards to get Terralion to the Circle of Power. We made a bunch of towers, we got our paladins, and we began building our army of griffins so that we can start pushing red. With all that said, all that's left to do now is finish building our army and then push north to secure our victory. Leave a like if you're ready to attack, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. So we know we have to build a shipyard at some point in order to get some ballistas and some peons and then Terralion over to the Red Island. And then we were going to want to build another shipyard to get another transport ship made in between the Circle of Power Island and the Red Island. You do this because otherwise we have to clear out the sea around the edges, and that is going to be much more resource intensive than just building a second shipyard. I just want to point out the purple dragon pathfinding really quick. Somehow it bypassed all of my towers and forced me to have to quickly make a few up to defend my little area here. So I ultimately couldn't take out red with just my griffins. They were just dying left and right as I was over there, getting sniped from battleships, getting sniped by troll axe throwers. I had trouble finding whatever barracks was producing the axe throwers or the troll berserkers. So I had to start searching for it, and I just couldn't even take out that barracks because they kept spawning troll berserkers, and then peons came over to start healing the barracks, and it was just a really annoying back and forth. And then out of nowhere, a dragon felt left out and came over, so it was quite the party. Ultimately, I ended up just depleting red of resources and then taking out what I needed to with the griffins. Look everyone, Warcraft 2 AI! God, what are you doing? I'll also point out here that red invaded us at this point. I think that was a different trigger, which was, hey, am I out of resources? Alright, last ditch effort to try and defeat the player. Did not work out in their favor. So we finally get our shipyard up, build our foundry, and we get our transport ship. We then move a bunch of ballistas over to take out some of the buildings and pick off some of the ships. That way we can build our second shipyard. The main purpose for these ballistas will actually be to take out the 4 guard towers in the center island with the Circle of Power. And there are a couple of Death Knights there as well that we're going to want to take out before bringing Terralion over. Right here, I got a little careless. One of my ballistas gets blasted by a juggernaut. Be fine, we still got 5 ballistas left and some resources, but I don't want to spend any resources on more ballistas, that's for sure. As we start building our shipyard on Red's Island, a Death Knight decided he wanted to play and just killed a couple of my peasants. Kind of unfortunate, but we still get our shipyard built and can get a transport ship built as well. So we decided to push the center with a couple of ballistas and some knights, but those poor knights. Probably should have left them at home. They all die, but then we're able to use our couple of ballistas to take out the towers and the last remaining Death Knight. Now that the center aisle here is clear, we blow up some walls, so Terralion has a clear path forward. We load him onto a transport ship, and we bring him over. But we can't claim victory yet. The only thing we have left to do is take out the purple fortress to the north. Shouldn't be a problem though. We did a decent job. We have plenty of griffins left. We can make a couple more if we need to. Finally, we gather our griffins, send them north to locate and destroy. Never mess with the Alliance Air Force. Now, with that final push, we've claimed victory. This level took a few attempts, but knowing the map is half the battle for Warcraft 2 levels. Once you know the troop layout and understand how the AI will react, levels get just slightly easier to conquer. I may start to use my first attempt as a purely scouting attempt, and see if we can just unveil as much as the map as possible. I know I can use cheats. I don't want to do that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments. That being said, I appreciate you all for watching the video, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.